Hi there, good afternoon. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now. My name is Neisha, and well, this is a show where we are going to be focusing on all the stocks that are making the buzz in the market right now. Get you a fundamental as well as a technical lowdown on all of these names, and we're going to be doing this for each stock in under a minute. So let's get started. First, let's take a look at what the markets are up to right now. Very good recovery in the Nifty 50 from yesterday, and of course, it's been a one-way day of gain for the Nifty 50. Little bit dip in the middle of the day around 12 o'clock or so, but after that, we've been pretty stable. And right now, in fact, we're up by about 1% on the Nifty 50 and above the 24,250 mark as well. Sensex 0.8% higher. The India VIX that was spiking in some of the days previously has now cooled off significantly. 16.5% cut on the India VIX today to take it to those 19.5 levels. Nifty Bank is outperforming the breadth of the market right now. 1.6% higher on the Nifty Bank. 900 points of gain. Remember, this was the index that was taking it on the chin. And the extent of the drop that we saw in Nifty Bank yesterday was much higher in the Nifty, and the extent of gain that we are seeing today has also followed the same story. Just quickly taking a look at the broader end of the market, the mid-cap index is up by about 1.4%. The small-cap index too was doing wonderfully well for itself in the first half, about a 2% gain for the small-cap index. So this is largely, in a nutshell, what the market is looking like right now. Just taking you through what the top stocks are like right now, and we're going to be talking about all of these in a whole lot of detail right now. It's names like Fact, the entire fertilizer pact is doing well. Redington on the back of that Apple update coming in, where it talks about 25% production of iPhones in India. RCF, ABSL, AMC doing well. Happiest Minds on the back of their hike in guidance, which Arvind is going to be talking about shortly. Shriram Finance, JNK Bank, Tejas, Dixon, all of these stocks are seeing phenomenal gains. On the flip side, it's the entire wires and cable space that is under pressure. KEI Industries, Polycab, both seeing cuts between 5.5% and 7%. Hexaware, OneSource, RR Cable joining that group, Ventive Hospitality and Coforge, these are some of the top losers today. That, in a nutshell, is what the market is doing right now. But let's get started on the show. And with me on the show, I have Ravinder from the research team. And on the technicals today, we have Mr. Osho Krishnan, the Chief Manager, Technical and Derivative Analyst of Angel One, joining us. Osho, Ravinder, good afternoon to both of you. But before we come to you, let's talk about Arvind SmartSpaces, the stock that has been on the radar since morning. It's been seeing some very healthy gains, and the stock has been soaring in trade after a block deal that took place last evening. HDFC Capital Affordable Real Estate Fund sold 1.8% equity stake in the company for about 41 crores. Now, this entire stake was lapped up and purchased by Piroj Shah Adi Godrej, who bought around 8.2 lakh shares at an average price of 498 per share. And that's a significant name making an entry into this stock. 11% uptick on Arvind SmartSpaces as we speak. But also coming to you, good afternoon, and you've picked out Axis Bank for us. Interesting name to be talking about right now, since all our market experts on the fundamentals are telling us that financials could be a safe pocket amid everything that's happening in the market. In the last 6 months, this stock is up by 22%, thereafter which it has lost some steam. What's the outlook on the chart?
Very good afternoon. Firstly, thank you for inviting me at the show. Well, for Axis Bank, the whole private sector bank is looking quite positive to me, because there has been significant positive development in majority of the counter. Specifically for Axis Bank, it has tested the 100 exponential moving average, although the support is placed around the zone of 1240 to 1250. But since last trading session, there has been a decent respite in the counter. So overall, the trend for this counter was already very much positive. The technical parameters in the last 1 week has now concluded towards a very strong support level. So I expect that if the counter holds above the zone of 1280 to 1290, this can be seen as a short-term bottom or short-term support zone for Axis Bank, and from here onwards we can expect a decent movement towards 1360 followed by 1390 from a very short-term point of view. And if it breaches the zone of 1400 in the coming period, then again it can re-enter into a strong bullish momentum for medium-term point of view.
Okay, well, so that's the update coming in on Axis Bank and how it looks on the charts with Ravinder. Park Medi World, 2 announcements that came in by the company during the midday mark of the trading day. Take us through what they were.
Well, as Park Medi World is in focus, where company has announced that the board has approved the launch of its advanced multi-super specialty hospital in Panchkula, expandable to 350 beds and expansion of its existing 350 bedded facility in the Mohali with 150 beds, strengthening the company's presence across the Tri-City healthcare ecosystem. And with with the addition of Panchkula hospitals and the upcoming expansion at its Mohali campus, Park Hospital consolidated capacity across the Tri-City region will reach to around 850 beds, making it the largest private healthcare network in the entire region. And the Tri-City cluster includes 350 existing beds at Mohali, capacity of up to 350 beds at newly launched Panchkula facility, and an additional 150 bed super specialty expansion at Mohali. So back of this expansion plan, Park Medi is in focus and the stock is up more than 2.5%.
Okay, so looking good for this stock today, keeping it with the market momentum, 2.5% uptick is what we are seeing on the stock. But shifting focus then, let's talk about Redington. The stock of Redington is doing very well today after agencies said that Apple has boosted its India iPhone output by 53% in 2025. Apple now makes about 25% of its iPhones in India after its pivot away from China earlier in the year. So that's the reason why Redington is doing very well. Now, you'd ask why Redington when it comes to Apple. Redington is one of the primary distributors for Apple products in India and international markets, and Apple accounted for roughly 33% of Redington's total revenue in Q3. Its biggest single client and source of revenue for Redington is Apple. That's the reason why Redington is doing really well, 11.5% uptick on the stock as we speak. But on that note, time to slip into a very short break. We'll keep going with more stocks on the other side, so stay tuned. Back with Market Fatafat and lots of stocks to talk about. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's talk about KRN Heat Exchanger. The stock is doing well. The company has scheduled a board meeting for the 13th of March, that's this week, to consider fundraising through equity shares and equity-linked securities via preferential issue, private placement or qualified institutional placement methods. The proposal includes options for greenshoe arrangement in multiple tranches subject to regulatory approvals, including member consent and SEBI compliance. Of course, this fundraising is going to be utilized for the growth prospects of the company going ahead. So that is a positive coming in for the company. The street had given a big thumbs up, continues to do so. In fact, 2.7% uptick, but at one point of the day, the stock was higher by about 4.5% to 5%. So that was the update on KRN Heat, and that's the reason why the stock is doing so well. But shifting focus, also a very interesting stock you've picked out for us, I must say, that's Coal India. Now, in the couple of weeks gone by, we've seen multiple bullish brokerages notes coming on Coal India. And in fact, yesterday when the market was doing really bad, it was the only one stock in the green on the Nifty 50 group of stocks that was doing well. Also, talk to us about what is the kind of potential that you're seeing for Coal India on the chart.
See, overall, Coal India has seen a very strong stagnation of approximately more than a year in the zone of nearly 380 to 370 kind of zone. But in the recent period, there has been very strong breakout on the weekly and monthly time frame chart. So overall, there has been a trend reversal in the counter on the higher end. I am expecting that from medium term point of view, 470 to 480 can be seen as the potential upside target in this counter, and any kind of correction, any kind of dip towards the breakout zone of nearly 420 to 425 can be seen as buying opportunity. So there is a strong potential in the counter. 480 should be the target from medium term point of view, and one can look for buying opportunity on any correction and even if at current levels in a staggered manner.
Okay, so those are some of the levels to watch out for Coal India. But one stock that has really been surging ever since we've read that update coming in from the company. They've hiked their guidance, and that's Happiest Minds that I'm talking about. Ravinder, take us through the details of this hike in guidance.
Well, as a Happiest Mind is in focus on the back of the news flow that company has announced a revision of its FY27 growth guidance to 12.5% as compared to earlier guidance of 10%, and this reflects the company's confidence that its AI first strategy and a broader portfolio of strategic initiative and generating measurable traction ahead of the prior expectation. And the company also believes that this growth will establish a solid foundation for the financial year of FY28, where it aspires to achieve a 15% growth. And on this, management say that they are witnessing a all-round growth led by a rapid acceleration in financial services, healthcare, high-tech and manufacturing by the robust adoption of the AI, and the enhanced pipeline and the strong business momentum they are expecting validates company's AI first strategy and reinforced the confidence in delivering superior outcome for the client and the stakeholders, and company's solid FY27 forecast is a clear reflection of this trajectory. And after this positive news flow, stock jumped approximately 15% and registered biggest intraday jump in 6 years.
Okay, looking good for that one. But shifting focus then, the Mara you go. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us on the show with your technical perspective, and Ravinder as well. But on that note, it's a goodbye from us in the studio, but stay tuned because you have more action on the other side of this very short break.
In association with SBI, the bank